Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I mean, that is a blast from the past. I have not heard that name in months. I mean, do you remember when this whole situation started? This guy was like a martyr. I mean, he was being paraded in the streets, the effigies of him. It was really wild stuff. And then he kind of just vanished. We didn't know what happened to him. Maybe the left forgot about him, but no, here we are. He's back. He's back in the news. This is really exciting stuff if you are on the left. Just kidding. He got detained and he's getting deported to Uganda. You can't win them all. Let's get into it. This is from the Post-Millennial. Breaking: ICE detains Kilmar Abrego Garcia in Baltimore. A lot of people get detained in Baltimore. I don't know why you would go there. If you're looking for somewhere safer, if your whole argument is you're trying to go somewhere safer than El Salvador's too dangerous, going to Baltimore kind of blows up your whole claim right off the rip. So we know right off the bat that this guy's a little bit of a, he's a little shifty, he's a little shyster. So let's get into it here from the Post-Millennial. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has detained alleged MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This comes after his release from jail in Tennessee. According to Fox News' Bill Malugin, quote, ICE has just arrested Kilmar Abrego Garcia at his ICE Baltimore check-in. He had been ordered to report to ICE on Monday. And there's the tweet from Bill. This is from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Today, ICE law enforcement arrested Kilmar Abrego Garcia and are processing him for deportation. President Trump is not going to allow this illegal alien who is a MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, serial domestic abuser, and child predator to terrorize American citizens any longer. That is quite the resume. Maybe you should get the LinkedIn updated. He's going to need it in Uganda. Abrego Garcia was released on Friday after his lawyer, Sean Hecker, told reporters, quote, today, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is free. And said that Garcia was en route to Maryland. U.S. District Judge Waverly Crenshaw upheld his release last month. However, upon his release, DHS said that the agency could deport him to Uganda. Deport him to Uganda no earlier than 72 hours from now. So he got, poor Abrego here. I don't know. I don't feel bad for him. You just say these things. He got spawn killed like right away. I mean, he got scooped up and he's getting shipped off to Uganda. That was pretty quick. His lawyer doing a victory lap here. A little preemptive. Although Abrego Garcia was deported to El Salvador as part of a group of gang members earlier this year, his situation became a media flashpoint after The Atlantic published a sympathetic report framing him as a, quote, Maryland dad unfairly deported. Yeah. Do you remember this? Do you remember the back and forth? Is he a Maryland dad? Is he an illegal alien? It was really the most frustrating a discourse I've ever seen in my entire life because, you live somewhere for a few years and then you start going around calling yourself a Maryland man. Really bizarre stuff. Crenshaw found in his ruling allowing his release that there was not sufficient evidence to say that Abrego Garcia is a member of the notorious MS-13 gang. However, two other judges had previously found that he was a member of MS-13. So let's get into the official release from DHS. They kind of, you probably remember the story. This is just to kind of jog your memory. DHS put up his highlight reel very graciously. They took his best moments. It's like these YouTube compilations, the best of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. DHS graciously put this together for us. And they open it up. They open up strong here. Garcia will be processed for removal to Uganda. He should have just stuck with El Salvador. El Salvador, Bukele's cleaned up the place. I'm sure he could have found a gig out there. Uganda's not, it's probably better than Baltimore, but it's not a pleasant place. Let's read here what the DHS, let's take a trip down memory lane with Kristi Noem. On August 25th, ICE arrested Garcia, a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. He is being processed for removal to Uganda. Garcia previously admitted to being illegally present in the U.S. This was in a motion here. 2019, Prince George's County Police Gang Unit validated Abrego Garcia as a member of MS-13. When he was arrested, he was found with rolls of cash and drugs and was with 2 other members of MS-13. I mean, do you remember this? It was like loitering at a Home Depot. And everyone on the left was like, oh, what? You can't hang out in parking lots anymore? I mean, geez. And yeah, if you just read the case file, like it's obvious there was a little more than shopping going on. Let's just say he wasn't in the garden section perusing. There was a little more to that. We also have here another great Abrego moment, hashtag Abrego moments. You know, everyone has an Abrego moment, right? This is some people, you know, have a kid, get married, they have these seminal moments in their lives. Abrego is just in interactions with the law. December 1st, 2022, our next Abrego moment, our top 10 Abrego moments of all time. Abrego Garcia was stopped by the Tennessee Highway Patrol for speeding, which if you've ever driven through the state of Tennessee, you can't go more than like 5 over. So the fact that he didn't know that already demonstrates that he's not the sharpest cat. He's here legally. He's like, you know, allegedly in a gang, allegedly having cash and drugs on him at all times, allegedly. And then he's flying, you know, down the highway, whatever. It's neither here nor there. Upon approach to the vehicle, the encountering officer noted 8 other individuals in the vehicle. So it's like he basically pulled over a clown car. The video is hilarious. They don't have it here, but it's quite a long video. And you see the 2 guys in the front, and you're like, okay. And then they pan to the back, and it's just like there's a mob of people in the back. It really is wild stuff. You know, these people that come from other countries, they have different ways of travel, right? More unconventional. If you packed into a SUV with 8 other people, that would be like a story. You know, if you're an American, that would be a story you tell people. It'd be a really crazy thing, really fun thing. For people from this particular walk of life, packing into a car with 8 people is just a commute, right? That's just how they do business. That's how they do things. So we'll see what the DHS had to say on this. There was no luggage in the vehicle, leading the encountering officer to suspect that this was a human trafficking incident. Yeah, it's a good hunch. Additionally, all the passengers gave the same home address as the subject's home address. During the interview, Abrego Garcia pretended to speak less English than he was capable of and attempted to put the encountering officer off track by responding to questions with questions. I mean, what did this officer pull her? Is this guy like the Riddler of El Salvador? I mean, what is going on here? He's, you know, trying to play mind games, you know, switching the language up, asking questions. This guy's a problem. The last thing we need in this country is more psychiatrists, and it sounds like this is what he wants to be. Trust me, we're full, especially when it comes to psychiatrists. Anyway, when asked what relationship he had with the registered owner of the vehicle, Abrego Garcia replied that the owner of the vehicle is his boss and that he worked in construction. A little on the nose there. Jennifer Vasquez, Garcia's wife, petitioned for an order of protection against him. She claimed he punched her, scratched her, ripped off her shirt, and bruised her. Once again, you know, we have a lot of pro and semi-pro and amateur wrestlers in this country. I'm not sure if we need more of this. It sounds like Garcia, you know, he came home with his buddies, you know, rough day, you're packed in there with 8 guys, there's no luggage, you're all given the same home address, you're doing the mind games at the cops. You had a rough day, you know, and then you come home and then you just like wail on your wife. That appears to be what's going on here. According to Jennifer, right? I mean, this is not according to us, this is according to his wife, is that he was, you know, going rock'em sock'em mode when he got home. So, look, all this to say, you know, thanks to DHS for putting together the highlight reel here. I mean, this really is, you know, this guy's dynamic. You can say that, right? You know, I don't want to poison the well for Uganda because they're really picking up this is quite the free agent signing here for Uganda. So they should be thrilled. I mean, this guy, you know, he can handle money well. You know, he's really good at logistics, clearly, because he can pack a lot of people in a car without luggage. I mean, that's impressive. So clearly this guy is a logistical mind on the level of a genius. You know, he can punch, he can throw a few bang, bang, you know? I mean, a child predator. I mean, you know, he's clearly persuasive. Just kidding. But this guy's, you know, all jokes aside, this guy is like crazy. The rap sheet here is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that the left even went to bat for this guy. You know, there's a theory I've heard a few people propose that the left actually purposely goes to bat for guys like Kilmar, guys that are completely indefensible, that are monsters. There's an argument that people go to bat for these guys because if they can justify someone of the evil magnitude of Kilmar Abrego Garcia with his alleged incidents, if they can justify keeping someone like that in the country, then it's going to be really easy to sell the public on keeping like a grandma here, right? Because that's the Overton window is all the way over to criminal behavior. If a criminal can stay, then anyone that's less criminal, you know what I'm saying? Anyone that's less criminal than Kilmar, it's going to be a much easier case to be made for him to stay. While the left, obviously they didn't work very well. He is processed for removal to Uganda. So, yeah, good luck to him. I don't know, maybe Zoran can give him some pointers on some nice restaurants there. I know Zoran stayed in a big compound in Uganda, so I don't know if he was really, frequenting more of the local fare, but I don't know, maybe there could be some exchange there. It could be a beautiful thing. This was from Breitbart. This was just now. Kilmar Abrego Garcia cannot speak a word of English after more than a decade in the United States, relying on a translator in a press conference this morning in Baltimore. Let's just take a quick listen here.
Un milagro, gracias a Dios y gracias a toda la comunidad.
This was a miracle. Thank you to God and thank you to the community power.
Y por eso quiero decirle.
So it's like, I mean, this should just be the standard above anything. You're an alleged wife beater, like this guy's like has the rap sheet of like a Superman villain, right? That's what we're dealing with here. Again, it's all alleged, but that's what the DHS said. I'm reading what the DHS said. I mean, that doesn't get much more official than that. Even if this guy was a Boy Scout, right? Even if this guy was, a total angel, he can't speak English. He's been here for a decade. It's like, what are we doing? I mean, I don't have the best command on the English language. I'm not saying he needs to be, Shakespeare or anything, but at least, he can, throw together a McDonald's order or something. So, I mean, that's just kind of insulting to Americans, really, when you really think about it. The fact that he's been here for more than a decade and he can't even muster together enough words to, chest beat over getting out of jail. Really, really bizarre stuff. And he's going to need it because, Uganda, they speak English as well. So I don't know, with his new home, he's going to have the same problem. It's actually going to be more difficult to find Spanish speakers besides the other people that we've deported. I don't know, maybe there'll be something interesting over there. But yeah, Kilmar, dude, good luck. Hop on Duolingo. I would say that would be what I would recommend. I mean, clearly you do speak English because you were just playing mind games with the cop, and like I guess all of this is to make you seem just like innocent and like, oh, he can't, he's helpless. He can't even speak English. Yeah, I would say hop on Duolingo, get the English fired up, listen to some, some audiobooks or something, get that going. Because Uganda, the accent there is a little trickier. You're going to have some problems. So, yeah, I would recommend that to Mr. Garcia. I would also recommend taking it easy on the wife. I would also recommend, probably getting a second car for the boys when you're doing your human trafficking runs. Like, make it a little less obvious. Probably switch up the home address. It's kind of like when your buddy slides you the homework. You got to change up a few answers so you don't get caught. It's kind of like that. You guys can't all give the same address. This is rookie stuff. So yeah, this guy's clearly a monster. A monster. This is when you think about deportations, getting people out of the country, Kilmar is the prime example of who shouldn't be here, right? I mean, with this rap sheet, with the fact that he barely speaks English, apparently, it's time to go. So that being said, great work from DHS. Pretty funny too, like how quickly that turned around. So it's great work and great comedic timing, I would say, from DHS. But excellent work. These are the types of people that we need out of the country. I mean, we need a lot of people out of the country, upwards of tens of millions. But the first people that need to go are these people that are clearly a danger to society. And Kilmar is absolutely an example of that. And he should be making an example of, and the left should be continuously mocked for going to bat for someone this evil. And they probably knew, people are saying, oh, well, they got bait and switched. At first he seemed like just an innocent father, and then more and more info came out. And it's like, generally, if someone just is willing to break the law to come to a country illegally, you should assume that there's other laws that they're willing to break, right? That's a pretty safe assumption. So, yeah, probably not the best to go to bat for people that have broken federal law, border security, violated a border security. Yeah, it's not rocket science. So, yeah, good luck to the DHS as they continue their operation here. Kilmar, enjoy Uganda. Yeah, maybe tweet at Zoran. He can give you some tips for your trip there. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Thank you for watching this segment. I've been your host, Tate Brown. You can follow me on X and Instagram at RealTateBrown. Holding it down for Tim Pool for the time being. Be sure to catch the next segment. There'll be more segments coming throughout the day. And also, you want to come tune in for Timcast IRL at 8 p.m. It's going to be a great show. You be there, or be square. I don't know what shape you want to be. It's your life. But anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.